Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. All right. So, here is what happens. As you are approaching Journey City from the southwest, Layla gets on the radio with Joe Jerry Berry and tells him that, okay, Joe, listen up. We're just outside of the city. We'll be there shortly. Where are you at? And he says, uh, says, we're in the old department store where I've made a safe house in the basement. You gotta get to us fast, okay? And a third voice comes in over the radio that says, thanks for the heads up, traitors. And Pitchfork, you recognize the voice as Hannah Copeland. Your friend, and also Layla's former friend. And so the desperate position is that, well, I'm just going to get...
That our infosec is terrible?
Well, you knew that going into this mission, but that the Rubble Runts, their location and where they're gathered, is leaked to the Burden, who are undoubtedly bearing down on them. As while you are on your way. So, as you can see, I've got 6 clocks set up.
Hey, we're playing Beam Saber. Nice.
That's so many clocks.
It's a desperate position.
One of them's a mystery clock.
Yes, so the clocks in order are Rubble Runts, 6 ticks. That represents the health of the Rubble Runts you are here to save.
Oh.
The next tick, or next clock, is Escape, which is also 6 ticks, and that's getting the Rubble Runts out of Kingstown into safety. The one after that is the Burden, which is 8 ticks, and is the health of the Burden who are attacking. The clock after that is Find Elreth, which is 6 ticks. The clock after that is Elreth's health, which is 4 ticks. And the last mystery clock is 6 ticks.
I can't believe I'm being bullied.
I just love mystery clocks. Oh my god.
Can't believe I'm being cyberbullied in my own home.
So, the lot of you are rushing into Kingstown, and you pass by some of the you pass by the people in this area. You can see it's just a normal day in Kingstown. There are children in the street playing ball. You can see the makeshift but skilled repairs done to the various bits of infrastructure still in use in this neighborhood. There are people making a living with what they have here. And it's not a great living, but it's a living. Yep.
Yeah, a quick point of order. I don't know how immediately we set out, but I believe the idea would have been to get Scarecrow in on the ground early.
Okay.
How early can she be at this point? Just because things are kind of kicking off real fast.
Yeah. How early do you want to have been inserted?
The earlier the better. The question is, how long did we take between the planning phase and this?
Well, like, that's a little irrelevant because of the way the mechanics work. It's just like,
okay.
if you want to have gathered stuff, that's what flashbacks are for.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Okay. I think then the only relevant point is that she's on the ground, not coming in with everyone else. I think that's the only relevant piece of this then.
Okay. So yes, you spent some time here, and so you've seen like these scenes of people playing, like living their lives. You've probably saw the Doctors Beyond Stars clinic that's open, and just like how unbusy it is. You probably saw that there's a celestial myriad like recruitment op going on in the neighborhood,
Gross.
looking for people to do labor for good pay.
Oh, fuck.
Gross.
Uh, what else do you
We'll have to talk
see?
to recruiters.
You definitely saw like Burden wandering the streets openly armed.
Gross, Rudy.
I think you also. No, I think that's all I'm giving you, unless you want to make a gather information roll. So.
I'm cool with that. Now, in that case, though, I think was it the department store where they were holed up?
Yeah.
Cool. So, I think with the time afforded, I think Scarecrow would at least know that location, how to get there quickly enough. So I think when everyone else arrives, she might have already been able to like post up in the next building, to kind of get overwatching the situation. Yeah.
Let's do a fortune roll and see like how close you were when like the location was confirmed.
Okay, so
Let's see, what would it be? Let's use your tier. So y'all are tier 1, right? Yeah. So yeah, just roll 1d6. Let's see how close you are.
3.
That's a 3. Okay. You are
We're
not
rolling well.
You are not close by. Maybe you were in the apartment building or something, scoping it out. When you got the call. So that's going to delay you getting there. So what do you all do? I think the only thing that is established so far is that there is some vehicle. I don't know what vehicle it is. It could be like Layla's dune buggy pulling the like flatbed, and that's where the Rubble Runts are in. The fire team is in. And you said you're bringing the Magpie. So those are, I think, the only really... Actually, we don't even need to have the Rubble Runts in the flatbed because they could have already inserted themselves ahead of time, depending upon what flashbacks you want to do with them. So we don't even need to establish where they are. The only thing is that the Magpie is en route. Everything else for y'all's situation is up in the air. So, what do you all do?
If we can get eyes on the Burden and what street they're taking, I can fuck up that street really good.
Riza is moving for the closest high ground.
I think Tower is going to try and like get into the place they're being held.
Into the department store?
Into the department store, yeah.
Okay, and Pitchfork?
I'm gonna go with Tower.
Okay. So, let's see. I think that will be a group. Now, Tower and Pitchfork, are you sneaking into the department store or are you rushing there?
I am sneaking because I'm good at sneaking.
Pitchfork? You're muted.
You're muted.
I have a point in Prowl, so better than nothing.
Okay, so the two of you are sneaking in. So that'll be a group prowl action. Think about who wants to be the leader. Dredge, I think you're going to be doing a vehicle action roll. Up to you which one. And Scarecrow is assisting. I think so. I think that's probably what that is, since you're doing a spotting for the Magpie. That makes sense to everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do Dredge and Scarecrow first. So,
Okay.
Scarecrow, what are your beliefs with Dredge?
With Dredge. They're going to get me killed. I shouldn't. Sorry. They're going to get me killed. I shouldn't listen to them blindly.
Just the one?
Just the one.
Okay.
It was a snap decision. Don't give me that look.
I've done nothing to. Okay. Whatever. It's fine.
All right. So spend that one stress as you look for where the burden are coming from. And what benefit are you giving to Dredge?
Uh,
Or I guess.
would you rather have?
Sorry, Dredge. What are you gonna roll?
Well, for Roadmaster, it's either wreck or destroy, and because I'm doing it from the magpie, it's going to be destroy, which will be one die, I think.
I think I'm going to give you another die.
Yeah.
Okay. So this will be desperate standard. Oh wait, do you have fine destruction tools on the magpie? I forgot. It's been a
I
minute.
do believe I do. Yes.
Okay, then that'll be desperate great.
Desperate action.
Don't forget to mark XP.
Desperate. That's actually great. 2 dice. That's 2 5s.
All right, knock off crit. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, you describe how you further destroy Kingstown's infrastructure in the name of the Celestial Myriad.
Yep. This is who we are. We come to the poor part of town and fuck up their roads.
Ah.
We're good people.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's great to be playing Beam Saber again.
Oh,
Okay. I think what I'm doing is I'm taking I'm thinking of something I could undo if necessary. I mean, I could anyway, just because that's what the move means. But like fictionally, what that looks like is probably just sort of. God. Okay. Yeah.
How do you bust up a neighborhood's infrastructure politely?
Yeah, that's the ticket, right?
the magpie can be small. It can just like squeeze through a sewer.
It's not that small.
Are you sure?
Yes, no Avi is that small. I figure the magpie is at least like a rat in that it can squeeze through very small spaces, but the restriction is the size of the cockpit.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so the goal here is to make it innavigable for Avis, which I'm assuming that the Burden have. Is that a safe assumption to make?
It has been shown in the past that they have access to arquebusiers.
Okay. I don't remember what those are, but they sound really big.
They're the sort of standard medium riflemen Avis of the Celestial Myriad. It was never made clear who they got them from.
Great. Cool. Okay.
Right, we're back in Vietnam.
I think what it is just sort of melting the concrete. It's like basically oh no, what it is the same thing that I did at the cathedral, which is not melting it but breaking it down into sand.
Disintegrating it?
Yeah.
Nice.
See,
Or particulating it more accurately.
doing that with the roadways?
Yep.
Okay.
Soup.
All right, so you turn the roadways into quicksand. or snow sand rather. Desperate consequence, huh? Yeah, okay. I know what it is. So you do that to the road, and of course there's like old cars and stuff sitting on the road, and they start sinking into the road. And like for an Avi, this wouldn't be like it would definitely slow them down and make it impassable. But these are mundane vehicles, and so they are going to be buried. And like as like some of these vehicles start like sinking into the sand that used to be a solid road, well, you watch as someone like who is paying attention quickly gets their family out of the vehicle they were living in. There are other families who are not so lucky.
I love to roll to resist.
How are you resisting?
Oh, I mean, okay. For a second I forgot how that worked, but now I remembered. I think, just sort of reaching down and, like, either nudging or, like, just sort of picking up and placing onto sidewalks, the vehicles.
Okay. All right, then. So that's going to be expertise. So what's your expertise?
I have 3 in that.
You have Wait. Hold on.
Does that not sound right?
No, because... Oh, wait, hold on. Did I... So the character sheets... There was an update to the rules since the last session we had.
Oh my god! Awesome.
That's right.
So there are some actions that have changed in that modify and analyze no longer exist.
Also, I have a question about that actually.
So wait, analyze doesn't exist. So
To be fair, neither of those is expertise.
Yes, but manipulate got moved to acuity so that both still have 3.
okay. So if analyze no longer exists, that's a point. It has nowhere to go now.
What do we do with the ranks? Or the points?
So any
in that?
points that you have in analyze or modify, you can just put it into any other vehicle actions. So
Oh, nice.
slight respec for everyone since
Okay.
since 2 actions have disappeared. And so when you get a moment, if you could move manipulate to acuity and get rid of analyze and then just delete modify. And then move those skill points you otherwise would have had somewhere else.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, it means you have 2 in expertise, at least.
I do.
So,
Although if manipulate is now in acuity, we have looped right back around because I still have 2 in that. Nope, because analyze just got. Okay. Oh boy.
So that would make... Sorry. So that would make the expertise skills battle, destroy, maneuver, and the acuity ones manipulate, bombard, and scan?
correct.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm still bad at this game.
Hey, don't worry about it. I am looking at the rules for resisting in a vehicle right now because they also are different from the last time we played, and I need to remember how it goes. Right, so you
Reading
exhaust
documents are fun.
4 quirks minus the attribute rating being used.
What?
Okay, so do y'all remember quirks?
Vaguely.
Okay.
Yes.
So
We haven't used them yet, is the thing.
yeah,
So this is new.
right. So, the quirks, when you want to push your vehicle, you just mark off one quirk. You can also choose to be disadvantaged by your quirk in the form of taking an additional consequence or missing an opportunity to mark for XP at the end of the session. When you have marked off all of your quirks, then you get a vehicle breakdown and your vehicle is removed from the scene, or you take a dire action and you mark a breakdown notch. I think I put in over the break a quirk like / breakdown little chart below planning and load on your character sheets. I think only Dredge's quirks are actually in the chart, because I couldn't find anyone else's, because y'all put them wherever made sense to you individually, since the character sheet didn't have a spot for quirks last time we played.
Yeah, I'm not sure mine are actually on my sheet yet.
I don't think mine has a spot for quirks at all. Doesn't?
Yes,
I
it
can't
does. At the
find-
very bottom, below planning and load.
See, I put them in the fuel
Oh,
section.
there we go. Quirks. There, let me find my quirks and put them there then.
Yeah, so I put that
Oh.
in.
Hello.
So we can all more easily find them, because sometimes I have to have a look at your quirks as well. And it's better that we all have them in the same rough location, as opposed to each player having a different location for them.
Yeah.
Which, like, no fault of anyone's, just the way that updating a game goes.
So how many quirks were we supposed to have?
4.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 5.
You can get more.
I have 5.
Yeah, I think you told us 5.
Yes, okay, then 5.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. No need to apologize. And then you can get more by taking the upgrade action during downtime.
Should we just delete one?
Delete one what?
One quirk, because I think you
No,
told
no,
us.
y'all can have 5. If everyone has 5, that's fine. I just misremembered. Okay. Dredge, did you figure out where those extra points are going, or is that what those 2 blank action points are?
Yeah, that's what those are.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably. Can I put one in manipulate? Can I go 3 on manipulate?
Yeah, 3 is the max until you all get mastery.
Then, do I want that in destroyer maneuver? Whatever. For now, it's the same. I have 2 in either expertise or acuity.
Okay, so it's gonna cost you 2 quirks to resist this.
Okay. I'm long and myriad-limbed and strategically structured.
Yeah, there you go. So you use your many spindly arms to move these inhabited vehicles off of the former street, now Sandway. Someone's gonna have to bring a boat here. And yeah, those people are no longer in danger. And you've also blocked off the burden, who are now going to have to find another way around.
Cool.
Yep. I am going to add 3 ticks to the burden clock for that. Because
Yay.
maybe they will decide, this isn't worth the trouble. This is horse shit. Why is the road now sinking? Okay.
Why is there a big wiggly ovie under there?
Dashcon 20XX. It's the ball pit.
Don't go into the ball pit, someone peed in it.
God, what year is it?
So, pitchfork and tower. All right,
Someone
you're
put a giant neck
sneaking
in the
into
ball
the
pit.
department store. So who's leading this sneaky excursion into the department store?
I've got stress to burn, and I'm good at being sneaky.
All right, sounds like it's tower. So what does this look like?
I think. I mean, do I have? Can you give me an idea of like what the layout of the store itself is,
Uh,
and if we've got an idea of where?
so it's like a large multi-level building with once you like get inside, you see that each floor has like has different departments. It's a fairly open concept space broken up by kiosks and stands for different sellers. You can see very faded signage for different manufacturers. There are people in here who are using it as a home. There's probably someone's got like a makeshift kitchen set up and is being used by this small interior community. You also see like there is a directory, and so you can see like what used to be on each floor but has now like been graffitied to hell and back. So it's not really any help other than the fact that you can see that there are 6 floors plus a basement.
And
Have
we
on a very like Toronto locals note, have you ever been in the Bay at
Yes.
the Eaton Center?
yes.
It's basically that.
Oh God, gross. I hate the fucking thing.
So
I'm like the only person under 50 in there whenever I go in there. It's the worst.
it's a very white, middle-aged, middle-class department store.
Yeah.
But anyways, so what does it look like as you're infiltrating this location?
I think it's like a lot of tower trying to find like back entrances and like service corridors and things, and like I think at one point we find like a store with 2 levels and like connects to the it's just like trying to find the most unnecessarily complicated route because they don't want anyone catching up to them, and just trying to be convoluted and quiet is the big thing.
Okay. And Pitchfork, how are you doing?
Oh, I was just thinking of like how like most malls now have those like secret passageways behind well, not super secret, but like, the passageways behind all of the stores, and the walls are like literally plywood.
Yeah.
And you're running, I feel like we're definitely running through those at one point.
Yeah.
Okay, so both of you roll prowl. This is desperate standard.
Mark XP.
Desperate standard.
Mark XP. And I get an extra D6 because I get Daredevil. I have Daredevil, which gives me an extra die if I take -1 die to resist.
Hey, that's a 4. That's a good start.
Sorry. So that's a prowl action.
Yep.
So that is 4 dice.
Jeez.
Jesus.
All right, so the highest is 5.
Okay.
All right. So, desperate consequence.
Lovely.
Yeah, so I think that the two of you, you're going to make it down to the basement where the burden are holed up. But along the way, you get spotted by someone who just like appears to be a local living here. That is until they like throw aside the like tattered cloak that they're wearing and underneath is an assault rifle. Because guess what? There are burden members hidden amongst the locals.
Lovely.
And you won't be able to tell until they draw down on you.
Fuck.
And so they open fire on the two of you. But between the plywood and your quick movements, both of you only take level 1 harm peppered, which I think is probably mostly just like wood shrapnel spraying you. And let's see.
Now we just need level 1 harm salted and we're good.
Let's see.
The culinary disaster.
Can I resist that?
Yeah, you can resist that. How are you going to resist it?
I think like the moment the cloak starts coming off, I'm already moving. Like I'm like, oh no, here we go. And it's like it's on reflex, and I'm like ducking back, and heading for the last turn we came from.
Okay, give me the prowess roll.
Okay.
This is definitely resisting with prowess. Oh, actually, hold on. No.
I have like 2 or 3 in each, so I'm like, I'm trying to make sure I resist more because I do have a good spread now.
Yeah, because insight is specifically about avoiding ambushes. So,
Yeah.
And you're not like diving behind cover per se. You're spotting the ambush before it unleashes hell on you. So I think this is actually insight.
Wait, I clicked prowess, but I meant insight because I have 2 dice in that.
So you also have 2? Okay. So that's
Well,
a 6.
I have 2 in insight, I have 3 in prowess.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But,
well,
I picked the wrong one.
you rolled the correct amount of dice anyways. And you got a 6, so that is no stress.
Woo.
Nicely done. Yeah, so you pull back behind the last corner. The hallway you're in, including Tower, who is ahead of you, presumably, since they're leading, gets sprayed with bullets. And then you move forward and move on. And the 3 of you get down into the basement. And once you're down there, you're already in the service doors, and a fire escape door opens, and it's a guy with a lithe build wearing glasses, and he's got a dark skin. He's got a where is he? He's got a short, kinky dark hair, and he's just got on like an urban camo t-shirt and jeans, and he like pokes his head out from this fire escape doorway, and he says, "You're with Layla, right? Right. I'm Joe.
Yeah.
Come on, we're in here." And
Okay.
so as you're like walking down lower into the sub-basements of the department store, he's a bit of a chatterbox. He's like, "Oh, so glad you're here to get us. I wasn't sure what we were going to do with all of these people. It's starting to get a little tight down there, and the burden, we're starting to tighten the noose on top of that. So you got more people coming, right? And you got transports
Yes.
for us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, great." So he opens the door at the bottom of the stairs onto a maintenance staff storage room / break room, and let's see. I think there are probably let's see. I think there's about 30 people down here.
Fuck.
An amount of people.
That's a lot of people.
Like as expected of the Rubble Runts, they all tend towards younger. The youngest in here is probably 13 or 14. The oldest is probably Joe, and he looks like he might be 19.
Oh no.
Fuck.
They probably average about 16, 17. They look nervous. A couple of the older ones have sidearms with them. They could put up a fight if pressed to it, but they're like... Layla was the one holding the runts together, and they got broken. She's not here yet. So, what do the two of you do?
Okay, how do we get all these people out? Like, so the way we just came in.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously there are Burden members back that way now, but is there a better way to get out? Like, I think I'm asking these questions.
Yeah. Joe says, well, I just brought you in through the fire escape, but there's a maintenance elevator over at the other end of the room, which isn't in service. But there's also another stairway up next to it.
Could we climb up the elevator shaft? How tall is that?
How climbable
He says
is that?
depends upon how many floors up you want to go, right? I mean, the whole building is, let's see, we're on the sub-basement, so to get to the roof, that'd be like 8 floors. That's a long way up for some of us to go. He, like, glances at the 13-year-old. Everyone's, like, got their bags on and is ready to go, to be clear. Like, no one's not ready. They're just waiting on the green light.
I don't like the idea of a staircase, though, for sure. That sounds bad.
He says-
It's like a funnel of death.
He says,
Call those choke points.
while I've been here, I have been working on the elevator. It's not ready yet, but, I mean, I might be able to get something ad hoc ready if you can buy me some time. To be clear, it's a freight elevator, so it is pretty large. It would take 2 trips to move everyone down here with the elevator.
Okay. And it's too large to like rig up a hand pulley system or something.
That's probably
to...
what he has set up. It's just a matter of getting like the block and tackle right so that people power can move a freight elevator plus its contents.
Okay. I think I'm gonna offer to help. Like I'm just gonna say like just if there's anything you need help with, I've got some equipment on me. Whatever you need, I can try and get it to you.
Hey, he says any mechanical experience will be a great asset. I'm just an amateur.
Okay.
So he brings you over to the elevator and he's like, "All right, boss, how do we fix this?"
I think it's less. I don't think Tower knows how to fix this, but I think Tower has like, Tower's got like climbing gear and burglary stuff, and probably that includes like some ropes and like things to help. I'm phrasing this really terribly.
Well, what do you
I'm
tell
sorry.
him when he looks to you for like, you've made your way down here, and he clearly thinks that you're Dredge or someone with core skill.
Okay. I think I just say like, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I don't have as much experience with this stuff as you think I do, but I know someone who does, and I can get you any equipment you might need.
He says, "All right. I hope they can get it here fast. And so I think he like lists a number of pieces that would be really helpful.
Okay. Anything I've got on me, or is it stuff I'd have to like,
I think
go
the
and
climbing
find?
gear will help getting the block and tackle set up because like you can climb the elevator shaft on your own in like a fairly safe fashion,
Yeah.
and to get stuff above set up.
Okay.
But he was definitely hoping that you like
Or
had
dredge.
yeah.
I can like ping dredge and see, even if
We do have
Even if-
comms, yeah.
yeah, even if Cook can give me some advice, like just as like a oh hey, don't fuck this up by doing this, this, and this kind of thing.
That sounds like an assist from Dredge. So what do you want to roll, Tower?
I was just gonna do a finesse.
Yeah, okay.
Does that seem like it would be fine?
Yeah, because you're not really, I guess Joe is still sort of taking the lead in fixing
Yeah.
this. You're assisting him. So
I'm assisting with like tiny fingers and a knowledge of how to climb shit.
yeah, and then Dredge is relaying like advice on how to fix all of this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Dredge, what are your beliefs with Tower?
My beliefs with Tower are. Yes, this is mine. Okay, cool. Blackberry's reputation has to be managed to avoid derailing our goals, and I want to trust them again. We'll start with the little things.
Okay, so that's 2 connection. So what 2 benefits does Tower get?
What's my positioning and
Yes. I think you're in a risky now. Risky standard.
can I get increased effect and an extra die?
Sounds good.
Okay. So that is finesse, risky, great, and 3 dice. That's a 6.
Nice.
I could not have failed anything on that roll. It was a 4, a 5, and a 6.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you know what? That gets 3 ticks on the escape clock because now you have a very good way of getting these people out of here. So, you get it done surprisingly fast. You have the elevator up and running as it is, considering it's not motorized.
As running as it can be expected to be.
Yeah. Pitchfork, what are you up to in the meantime while Tower's helping with this?
I mean, making sure no one's coming down here.
So, how are you doing that?
Yeah, so like, do they have like a barricade set up, or like what is their deal? Like,
They don't have a barricade set up. Like, this space is kind of out of the way because, like, it's in the sub-basement. You have to get to the basement and then get into the maintenance spaces to then get into the sub-basement. And there's a lot of heavy doors between them and the rest of the building, which could be barricaded if necessary, and at the very least are noisy when they slam shut if someone's not sneaking down like the 2 of you were.
then I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna barricade some of the doors and also leave some placed explosives near where we are, like in one of the hallways, like the most likely hallway that people would come down.
Okay. Is that remote? Is that timer? Are you setting up some kind of tripwire deal?
I would think tripwire. Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to roll to set that up?
Mm.
This, yeah.
Interface.
Interface is about digital stuff.
Ugh. I don't have any points in engineer, but it's probably that.
Okay, if you use interface, I think that would be desperate standard. If you use engineer, it'll be risky standard. Because using interface, like, you might accidentally set off the explosives while you're trying to set them up. Or maybe
I'm just gonna roll that. I'm gonna roll it.
You-
I'm
so
take that chance.
you're doing interface?
Yeah.
Okay, desperate standard. Oh, I have a devil's bargain for you.
Yes.
The burden, like, see you and open fire on you just as you're finishing, like, setting this up. They don't, like, they won't notice the explosives, because of the devil's bargain, but you will take level 1 harm.
I'm gonna say no to that. I will push myself for an extra die.
Would you like an assist?
Yeah, or I'm,
That would be
right here.
helpful.
I mean, it's up to you. I have 3 bonds with you, so that would be a lot.
Oh
to
my
help with.
god.
What are your beliefs?
Yeah, I've only
Um,
got 2.
My beliefs with Pitchfork are I can't fight by Keiko's side, but I'll keep her standing. It's not my job to fill the silence, and I can trust Keiko as a confidant.
Okay. And how are you going to assist Pitchfork from where you are in the Magpie?
I mean, call it a flashback of Dredge info dumping about tripwires specifically. Probably not like specifically. No, what it is it's as we're talking about the core own destruction tools, like how they drill into buildings and structures and stuff like that.
Okay, I think that's going to be a 1 stress flashback
I'll take it.
on top of your cost for assisting.
Yep.
That's a lot. Okay. I hope this goes well.
Well, at least you get improved position, effect, and a die. So you are at risky great.
Okay. Risky. Great. 3 dice. Oof.
That's a
okay,
5.
A 5.
All right. And a consequence. Desperate consequence.
Risky.
Risky, yes. Sorry. My apologies.
Thankfully. Thank you, Sasha. Oof.
Okay, I know what the consequence is. So, hold on. Let me just quickly check my notes. Yes. Okay. So here's what the consequences are. It's reduced effect. The person who trips the placed explosives, they're dead. They're a smear. But their companions weren't especially close to them. So you get standard effect, which I'll put 2 ticks on the burden. The problem is that the explosion also shakes things a bit loose in the elevator. So I'm taking 1 tick out of the escape clock. But now you know that the burden is like right around the corner. you could look and see how badly damaged that hallway is, or you could keep your head down and wait. But give that some thought, because we're going to go back to Scarecrow and Dredge.
Okay.
So what are you two up to? Scarecrow, from where you are, I think what you saw initially was, I think it was probably a pair of arquebusiers, which they're bipedal obvies that kind of have a like hunched form, and they've got two arms, which have like Gatling guns around the wrists of them, and they are armored with the typical ceramic carapace that most celestial Oh wait, no, I forgot that the Burden had stripped down arquebusiers. These ones don't have the armor.
I was going to ask about that specifically because I remember them not having armor in the previous time I've seen them on the logs.
Yeah. So yeah, these ones.
Pilots are exposed.
Yeah, these ones don't have armor. It's just the machine guns and their mobility suites.
Okay, cool.
So you saw two of them approaching. One of them like steps on the sand road and starts to like sink in and starts to lose its balance. It like falls over and then like pulls its leg free and gets back up. And there's just this pause as probably the two pilots are conferring.
That pauses the moment.
Yeah, and you can also spot as like the locals just scatter. They go for whatever safe spots they can think of. You watch as a bunch of them crowd into the previously mostly empty Doctors Beyond Stars clinic. But you can also see that there's Burden infantry moving through like the alleyways and stuff. And so they are like going around the sand road.
Okay.
And the arquebusiers eventually decide to go around, but they're going to take much longer because they have to go through wider streets.
Okay. So I have an elevated position against them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in this case, first of all, I'd like to check off some gear. And we discussed this previously, but I would like to tick off a well-programmed hunter drone,
Yep.
which is carrying 2 load of scout pilot gear, being a fine sniper rifle. That is, my drone, which I am naming now Hugin, turns into a sniper rifle.
Yep, rad.
So
cool.
So what does the camera show?
So I think the way I picture where she is right now is kind of like one of those hotels in like PUBG or something with like a lot of balconies like vertically stacked.
Okay.
And she's kind of like checking over with a mirror and so on. She's not actually exposed herself yet. At which point she goes, like she snaps and points, and then the camera moves up onto the balcony with her. Cut to a counter angle, and you see like this little like kind of around like a BB-8 head with like 2 halves of a rifle hanging off of it, and then it just floats up like and does a little doop, and then the 2 halves snap together, twist, and the BB-8 head kind of affixes itself as a scope and lands.
Rad.
She pops out and just takes a shot instantly. We're gonna roll this. So
See,
this will be a hunt.
so you're shooting at the Burden infantry?
No, I am shooting at the arquebusier,
Okay.
and I'm pushing this one.
So do you have something to make your rifle effective against an AV?
You said the pilot's exposed.
No, I said they don't have armor, not that the pilot's exposed. So, like, they can't really take a beating from another AV or from anti-tank weapon. Like, if they get hit by any sort of anti-vehicle weapon, they're out. But as opposed to a normal arquebusier, which could take at least 1 hit. before it's out of commission.
Give me one moment to think.
Sure thing. Do you need me to come back to you?
Okay, you know what? No. I'm gonna mark one more thing up. I'm gonna mark special ammunition. AP rounds.
There we go. All right. So are those AP rounds already loaded, or do you like eject the magazine that's in the rifle and then stick in?
You know what? I'm gonna push the sci-fi a little bit, and I like it. Hugin, AP, and then it unchambers and chambers an AP round.
Nice. Going Dread style. All right.
I think it also answers in like.
Caca! Sorry.
I was gonna say like digital sounding, like really artifacted bird calls.
All right.
Okay, so that's 2 stress to push.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the additional die, so this would be hunt, I believe.
All right. Hunting some big game.
Yep, and
First.
I believe this is a fine sniper rifle, so it should have increased effect. Correct?
Yeah, okay. So this will be let's see. I think you're Yeah, we'll say you're in a risky position with great effect.
Okay. And okay, one last thing. So, because I have sharpshooter, when I push myself, in addition to the normal benefits, I can do one of the following: make a range attack at extreme distance beyond what's normal for the weapon, which I don't think is the case here.
Probably not.
Okay. So the other additional thing I can do is unleash a barrage of rapid fire to suppress the enemy. So I think I want to see how the shot resolves. But if it doesn't, take him out, then I think she's gonna keep plinking away. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you can keep them pinned.
Okay, so 3d6. That's a 6.
That is a 6.
Woo!
Nice. And that was what did I say? Risky great, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to. So I started an Arquebusier's Clock, which is 4 ticks, and it now has 3 ticks on it. I think the first one you just like catch completely by surprise. It's just completely not expecting that. It's probably focused on reports of the magpie and is waiting to get line of sight on the magpie to put some rounds into it. And then just these armor-piercing rounds just come out of nowhere from a hotel? What? And so the lead arquebusier goes down. It just collapses. It's unclear if the pilot got killed or if the hydraulics are just so riddled with rounds that it can't, like, it's just gone all floppy as an AV can go. Well, an AV that isn't the magpie anyways. So yeah, it's down. And the other one, like, once it's figured out where you're shooting from, it takes cover behind a nearby building and is doing like blind fire over the top of this house with its AVI Gatling gun. Yeah, so like the hotel you're on is getting ripped to shreds. Like, to be clear, you're not, like, this is not a consequence. You're not in a worse position. I'm just saying, like, if you stay here, you will get into a worse position because the building will get pulverized.
Okay.
Dredge, what are you up to? You hear gunfire from, like, from Scarecrow's direction, and then you hear an extremely muffled whoomp come from the department store, And then I think like much. I think you get also a muffled whump over the radio from Pitchfork. And your experience with this, you recognize that as an explosive device having gone off. So, gunfire to one side, including returning Avi autocannon rounds, and explosives to the other. And
Here I am, stuck in the middle of you.
And you still gotta find where Margrave Elreth is.
Okay. Quick check-in. Who's still alive? Sound off.
Hello. That was not in character.
You hear, kind of busy.
Good enough.
Alive is relative.
Making noises. That's good enough. Pitchfork.
Here. I'm here.
You alright? You still walking?
Standing still at the moment, but yeah.
Okay. I saw. Did I see the burden like foot troops heading through the place or towards the?
I think you can probably spot them like going through the alleyways from the vantage point of the Magpie, and I think probably at least like one of them tries to run across the sand to a bad end. They get like halfway into the street thinking that they can make it, and then they just like get stopped Passchendaele style in the not quite mud, and then just sink. Like someone like throws a rope at them, and they're like it doesn't get far enough before they're gone.
That's a rough way to go. Okay. What I would like to do is I want to make sure that those reinforcements do not make it there. And the way I am doing that is by
Sorry to interrupt. Actually, your roadmaster specifically, you have to target a type of vehicle, and you chose AVs. Like, you chose vehicles that this blocks them from, that your roadmaster ability blocks.
Yes.
Is impassable to. So actually the foot troops can get across. They're slowed by it, but I think that they're light enough that they don't sink the same way that the civilian vehicles did. Mm-hmm. So they're able to move across it. Sorry, I just wanted to I realized that, and I wanted to clarify and stick with the established fiction.
That is fine. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to fly over and just amp the Nell all the way up to 11, and try to drive them off. And I'm kind of leaning on the fact that the Nell is probably part of like a much larger thing that I'm doing when I'm doing Roadmaster, but probably the noise is the same.
Yeah.
And like they don't know that I'm not doing that again to them.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't know. So
what do you want to roll as you try and creep them out enough until leaving?
Oh, good. That's a fine question. Boy, that'd be like a really good. That would be if I had any literally anything in command. That would be really good. For that, might map out a cave system in sonar. No, that's not what. No, that's analyze. That's the old definition for analyze.
I mean, it's probably a vehicle action because you're using
yes.
your vehicle.
Well, then it's either a maneuver or manipulate.
That sounds about right.
This manipulate, is that?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. You're like trying to angle the knell in like precise way to target individuals
Mhm.
and or this crowd of people, which is definitely not what the knell was designed for.
No, it's a broad spectrum scanner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I think that will be risky standard.
Cool. Risky standard. 3 dice. That's a 5.
That's a 5. All right. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to add 2 more ticks to the burden clock, putting it at 7 out of 8. There are probably like a couple people in the burden because the burden isn't a centralized organization. It's a bunch of cells. And so I think that one of them just like one of the cells probably is like, this is not worth it. Like, Hannah can get this done herself. She can pursue her vendetta with her own people. And so probably like a chunk of them essentially like they don't like they're not leaving Kingstown, but they're leaving this fight.
They're disengaging.
Yeah. And for your risky consequence, let's see, what do I want to do? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to add 1 tick to the mystery clock. And then I am also going to give the magpie the level 1 damage peppered. The people on the ground, I think one of them like pulls out an anti. No, I think what they actually, not peppered. We're gonna go with burned. The magpie starts getting hit with Molotovs, and like they're not super effective against an AV, but they're effective enough to cause damage, especially with the flexible petrochemical material casing of the magpie.
Unfortunately, I love that visual, so I'll just take it.
Just the magpie on fire.
Just dripping very, very slowly. Yep.
Okay.
That's cursed.
Yeah. So where do we want to move to next? All right, I think that by this point the elevator is up and running and the first 15 people are in. Are either Pitchfork or Tower going with them? So basically, like, this group of people need someone to keep them together. It's going to be Pitchfork, Tower, or Joe. Who is going with them?
I think it's probably smarter if Tower goes up and Pitchfork stays down, because Pitchfork has more like actual fighty stuff going for her. And I think there's more of a chance of them being ambushed down there where they're in like an enclosed space. If that makes sense, I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I think
I'm
it does.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna accompany the group up.
All right. So, you take the elevator to what floor?
I think. Do I have any information about if there are threats on any specific floors?
You knew that there was at least one person from the burden with an assault rifle on the first floor, but
Okay. I think and the building is 6 floors tall.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take them up to the 3rd floor and get them to wait until everyone's up.
Okay. That's going to require a roll to keep these people together. They don't know who you are. They want to get out of here. They've been told it's go time. They are out of the basement. And sorry, you said 2nd floor, right?
3rd.
3rd floor. Okay, yeah. So they want to leave.
Okay. Can I try to sway?
What do you tell them?
I think I tell them that, like, look, I've got a plan, and this isn't a lie. I've got a plan. I can tell them the plan. Once we've got everyone up here...
Yo, what's the plan?
Once we've got everyone up here, we can dismantle the stuff from the elevator to prevent anyone from following us that way, and use the parts to get us down off the side. It'll be a little bit precarious, but I trust you all to be able to handle yourselves.
Okay.
And I think I'm both telling them the truth and trying to appeal to their sense of teenage, like,
Did you take the
superiority.
Did you take the 13-year-old in this first group?
I think so.
Okay. I think there are probably like a couple who like glance at the 13-year-old like, can he do it? But no one like says anything because he's here. He is a Rubble Runt.
I'm trying to appeal to that teenage ego that I spend all of my days around.
Okay.
How would you describe the Rubble Runts in one word? Scrappy.
Yeah. So I think that this is risky standard. It'd be limited because they don't know who the fuck you are. But as you pointed out, you're playing into their we're capable adults.
Can I push to get an extra die? I'm gonna just go for sway.
Yeah, absolutely. You can push. Spend that 2 stress.
Yeet. Action roll. Sway. And that's risky standard?
Yep.
Two dice. That's a 5.
That is a 5.
Okay.
All right. So there are let's see. There are 2 consequences here. The first is I'm advancing the mystery clock another tick. The second is that you are now in a worse position because there are some people up here who are just trying to live, and then one of them calls down the stairs and says, "Hey, the Runts are up here."
Fucker.
Fucking narcs.
There
Okay,
are burden
well-
sympathizers among the population because
Hey,
the
you
burden
know-
are fighting for the independence of the people.
You know what condition I took last game?
I do, but what is it?
Oh no.
Vindictive.
Oh no.
So what do you
Dark
do?
Tower. Stephen King, no.
I was reading that book when I named this character.
So
So I think what I'm gonna do, because I'm still not gonna kill them, but do I know where the people that called down are?
yeah, you can definitely see the guy who like yelled for the burden to come up.
Okay, I think I'm going to, well, one, can I do 2 things?
Tell me what they are.
Can I mark off placed explosives and try to blow up the staircase?
Which staircase?
The one that the person was going to try and come up.
Yeah, you can absolutely try and blow that up.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Point of clarity, what was Pitchfork rigging to blow?
The Pitchfork was rigging a so there's 3 staircases introduced right now. There's the like retail staircase that the guy yelled down, the public-facing one. There's the fire staircase that Pitchfork blew up, and then there's the maintenance staircase, which was the alternative to the elevator. So this person just yelled down the public staircase, and that's the one Tower's going to try and blow up. Yes?
Yes.
I would just like to make a point of order. If we ever decide to abandon the corpse position and we need some rebranding, I vote our squad name becomes Fire Hazard.
Okay.
Not inaccurate.
So what are you gonna roll to set up to blow up this staircase?
Can I go for finesse? I'm not like.
Sure. Okay, that'll be I think that'll be desperate limited.
Fun times. I get.
You like run over to the staircase, and you see that there's like you can hear people's footsteps heading towards it.
Okay. I'm gonna take an extra die from my move. That's a 5.
Okay,
Ugh.
so that's gonna be resisting the consequences. You're at a penalty. But you
Yep.
do it. You succeed. So
Give me that desperate consequence. Also, I get to mark XP.
you do get to mark XP. Okay, so I think what the consequence is that like you're setting it up and you're like, come on, trying to like set up the timer or like the remote detonator, however you want to detonate it, and someone with an assault rifle is at the bottom of the stairs next time you look up, and
Okay.
take level 3 harm,
Fuck me.
perforated.
How much stress
There's
do I
just
have?
like a hail of gunfire just lights Tower up at the top of the stairs.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna resist that.
At a -1 die.
Yep.
So how are you resisting it?
Would that be insight?
How-
Because I'm trying to avoid an ambush.
Well, what are you doing?
I think I just like I think what I do is I rig the explosion to go off, and like it like I think it creates enough sort of
You blow yourself
Exploding.
back?
no, I don't blow myself back, but it creates enough like light and noise and
Debris.
stuff that it throws off the person's aim.
Okay, I think that does probably sound like insight.
So that's 2d6 because I am.
Is that with the -1?
Yeah, that's with the -1.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 3.
Okay, so take the 3 stress.
Yep.
And so that becomes level 1 harm grazed to join your peppered.
Yep.
Okay, so you like stumble back, bleeding a bit.
Yeah. I think I probably like get caught in my own explosion a little bit.
And so the burden are gonna have to find another way up to you, but they know you're there.
Yeah.
And,
And there's another thing I want to do, but we can jump to someone else.
well, I think we're gonna start wrapping up now.
Okay.
So maybe write down in your notes what it is that you wanted to do, so you remember for next session. So we've got Tower with this group of people looking to them for support. The burden closing in, but they're having to find the long way around. We've got Dredge in the Magpie that is on fire, being attacked by the burden's infantry, but managing to hold them at bay for now. Pitchfork's in the basement with the rest of the Rubble Runts, and she can hear them closing in. They're picking their way through the rubble of the staircase, trying to get to her and the Runts, but they are coming with guns. And there is Scarecrow on a quickly disintegrating hotel balcony, taking blind fire from an AV while keeping that AV pinned down with her sniper rifle. And I'm gonna bring us back to the talk screen because
Just
that,
another day at the office.
yeah. So now we're going to do end of session. And there they are. So XP for everyone. Dredge, did you address a skill with or did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
Yes.
Yeah, I think at least once. So, did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I reached out to Holly, if that counts.
Yeah, I'll say so. Just take an XP for that. And did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks?
Well, one of my scars is burned, and my Avi is also burned. But I'll leave whether or not that wordplay counts to the GM's discretion.
I mean, I don't think that it really like caused you any direct issues. If you want to like mark that down in some notes and like next time have Dredge experience a bit of pyrophobia, perhaps, then that is something that could work.
Okay.
But no. Okay, so you got 2 XP. Tower.
Yes.
Did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you did it once, unless you can think of...
I mean, I don't know what. Yeah, no. The elevator thing was not stealthy or evasive.
Yeah, okay, so you get the one. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
I think so. I went and like I got in contact with the bar and stuff.
Okay, take the
as part
1
of my
XP.
opening.
Did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks?
Not yet. I haven't done the thing I wanted to do yet. So.
Okay. Alright, so take those 2 XP.
Nice. Okay.
Scarecrow. Did you address a challenge with tracking or violence?
I cannot vocalize the sound of cocking the bolt of a rifle, but yes.
Yeah, I think so, and I think you also did tracking when you were spotting for Dredge. So take 2 XP.
Nice.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Arguably history from military tactics. That's about it. Actually, no. Well, also the whole like infiltrate among like track your target by following their footsteps. I pictured that would be in like an urban combat tracking training thing.
I think that's probably covered by your tracking XP.
Yeah. That's fair.
Did you struggle because of your beliefs, trauma, or character?
Nope.
Okay.
Scarecrow is in her element.
All right. Pitchfork. Did you address a challenge with piloting or violence?
That I did.
Yes, you did. Mark 1 XP for that smear that used to be a Burden member.
Ooh, boy.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Think so. No.
Okay. And did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks?
Nope.
Okay, so take that XP. Alright, now for the squad's XP. Oh yeah, I forgot that y'all are logistics now. Did you execute a successful delivery or acquire new clients or contraband sources?
We acquired new clients.
With
I mean,
Lady
I think
Elreth?
Yeah,
I think so too. Take an XP.
we're delivering someone.
Trying
Yeah.
to.
Well,
Attempting to.
if you get Margrave Elreth, then you'll get another XP at the end of the mission.
Should I track this, or does someone else want to? Alright, cool.
Alright. Did you face off against challenges above your pay grade?
Yes. At least in terms of actual tier.
In terms of scale,
Yeah, I actually,
Yeah.
that is something I forgot about this whole mission, is that the Burden are a tier higher than y'all. So y'all should have had reduced effect for everything. I'm not going to, like, retcon anything, but I'm going to try and remember that for the next session.
Or just don't. You could just not.
also, yeah, I think I'm not going to give you the challenges above your pay grade XP this time because they were essentially acting as the same tier as you.
Say it's from them being disorganized.
Or from us having assistance or whatever.
Yeah. Did you bolster your squad's reputation or develop a new one?
I don't think within this session, but I think some of what we're doing here will come back to that.
Yeah.
Merciful and duplicitous?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how this mission goes.
There are cars that are not underwater or under sand. Just gonna.
But we were the ones that made the sand. I don't think it's merciful if we were the ones that they needed mercy from.
Yeah, I think I side with Ray on this one, unfortunately.
Fair.
Sorry.
If there was like something a bit more, like that's kind of like a half XP's worth, I would say. But if there was like a bit more there, then you'll probably get merciful next at the end of this mission, since you seem to be prioritizing saving the runts over what you're presumably going to get paid for.
Yeah, we'll get paid eventually.
He's not going anywhere.
Presumably.
Well, unless that question mark clock.
I think I might have just figured out what the mystery clock
Mystery
is.
clock.
I think I figured it out.
Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the squad?
What is the essential nature of the squad?
What is the essential nature of anything?
Fair. I think that's what I'm covering in philosophy right now.
So I'm gonna, since no one's piping up about what this might be, I'm gonna take that as a no.
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
It's a mid-mission.
All right. So you got a little bit of XP for this, and by a little bit I mean 1 XP. All right.
A little bit.
Yeah. So usually you get more XP at the end of a mission, anyways. Okay, so that was session 18 of the Cenotaph. Thank you everyone for watching or listening. I have been your host and GM, Austin Ramsey. If you want to find the rules for Beam Saber, you can do so on tinyurl.com/beamsaber. There is now a quick start guide if you are intimidated by the full rules, and the link to that is in the tinyurl link. If you want to follow the development of Beam Saber, you can follow me on Twitter @notanin. And as always, this stream is presented by You Don't Meet in an Inn, an actual play podcast about exploring obscure tabletop role-playing games with a diverse, rotating cast. Coming up in the near future, I am working on getting together a Fantasy Craft stream, which is also going to be represented by You Don't Meet in an Inn, and is actually just going to be You Don't Meet in an Inn, but a stream. So we'll see. I don't know when that'll be coming up or who will be in it. But yeah, that's something to look forward to on this channel. This evening, I have been joined by 4 lovely individuals, and the first of them is Doc.
Hey guys, I'm Doc. I play video games on Twitch and also podcast about movies. You guys can find me on Twitter and twitch.tv at DoubleDocMD, and you can find my podcast at moviemorg.simplecast.fm or on Twitter at moviemorgcast.
Thank you. Also joining us is Ray.
Hi, I'm Ray. I do nothing on Twitter at Ray the Gay Gay. I don't know. I'm just a gay baby. I don't really do much on there.
I was gonna say, knowing you, probably posting about gay culture.
Look, I don't need you to do this to me. I'm
Posting
self-aware.
about gay culture is gay culture.
Exactly.
Don't at me.
Thank you.
I see. You two have learned at the Ray School of Argumentation. Also joining us is
Wow.
Sasha.
Hi, I've been Sasha. You can find me on Twitter at Sasha_Now. You can find my game dev stuff at tcabbage. And that's the end of my spiel.
Thank you. And of course, Takuma.
You're
You
muted.
muted.
I've been forgetting today. I'm Takuma. My Twitter is at Takuma_Okada_. If you like tabletop streams, Jeff Stormer of Party of One just did a quick playthrough of my solo RPG Alone Among the Stars, and I believe that is on his channel GM Jeff Stormer on Twitch, and it was really
Nice.
good. So you should go check that out.
Nice. All
That's
right.
awesome.
It was really good.
So, once again, thank you everyone so much for joining us on this search and rescue mech adventure. We will be back again next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m. EST. And until next time, remember, fight the war, not the soldiers. See you later.